What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Gray, and I am currently back on ESO. I never thought I would actually come back to this game, but subclassing is a thing. I still don't know much about it, other than you can play with other classes on the same class, if that makes sense. So obviously, I don't know much about it, but I have about 5 or 6 different builds that I've already been theory crafting. For the DK, the Templar, the NIGHTBLADE, and yeah. So this is a build that I put together. I've tried out 3 other sets with this, and they all work. I found the most success so far with this one, and I'll get into another set that I also found success with. So without further ado, this is a Magicka Dragonknight sword and board and dual wield build. I really enjoy the aspect of this style DK because it uses AoE based abilities, and it's more of an original OG type playstyle that I'm more familiar with from back in like 2016 days, 2017 days, back when Bat Swarm was super broken. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the build. So we are running Order's Wrath on the front bar. I have Nirn and Sharpened Maces. If you want, this is your flex set. All right, so if you want to change a set, you're going to flex this out for Mechanical Acuity, Essence Thief, or Pyrebrand. There you go. I forgot the set name for a minute, but Pyrebrand is also really so good for a DK. So yeah, we are running Order's Wrath. The next best set I would say is probably going to be Essence Thief that I tested out. I haven't played the game for long. I've been here for maybe 4 days now, back on ESO, and so far I don't have a lot of gear sets. All right, I really don't have much gear. I barely have anything on this account anymore. But yeah, so Order's Wrath or Essence Thief is going to be your best bet. It's going to give you the best damage. But the reason I like Order's Wrath is you get spell damage, you get critical, and then increase your damage and your crit healing. The crit healing is what we're mainly looking for. Yeah, the damage is nice when it does crit, and I'll show you into some other things on why our crit is extremely broken with this build. But yeah, that's what I'm running for now. If you want, like I said, if you want to change it, you can 100% come down here to Essence Thief or Pyrebrand. Both are also really good. Next, we have Savagery Draining Poisons. These things are utterly disgusting. It reduces enemies' damage, crit damage by 10%. So all those like NIGHTBLADE shitters that are running around right now, the NIGHTBLADE Warden Sorks or whatever I think they're playing, I reduce their damage by 10%. So very strong. On top of that, I increase my critical by 14 for 3 seconds almost, or 2.3 seconds. I drain health from them, right? So I drain health and I do poison damage to them, restoring my health. So now I have an extra source of healing. I also drain their stamina and I get their stamina back into my pool with these poisons. All right, and I'm running them on both bars. All right, I have a fuck ton of that I made. If you want, you can also run Escapists on your back bar. Also really good. Just because it gives you immunity to CC for 4.4 seconds. Very strong. So you can 100% do that. Next, I am running Heavy Bloodspawn. If you want, you can indeed run Roxas. Roxa is also very strong. Can 100% run Roxas. We have a Trainee Reinforced Chest. Yes, I understand that these are sturdy, make them in pen. I just don't have transmutations, as you can see here by my currency. I have 13 transmutations. But yeah, next run Trainee, Rallying Cry Waste, and then medium for the rest, which is going to be the hands, legs, and feet, Order's Wrath, all medium. So we are running 3 heavy, 1 light, 3 medium. Then going into the jewelry, I did end up getting this. It actually was not that hard to get. I got it within like 2 hours, I think. So if you have this, I assume everyone does. Hopefully you do. Monomyth, I have been trying it out. It is very strong. If you do not have Monomyth, you can 100% go to Markin. Markin is still really strong, and I still enjoy Markin. So if you don't have Monomyth, go with Markin. But I'm running Infused, weapon, and spell damage with mag recovery on the glyphs. All right, going into the stat sheet, I have 38 points in a mag and 26 in a health, depending on your race. All right, so if you are an Imperial, put more points in a Magicka. I want to race change to an Imperial. I just don't have the crowns to afford that right now. But 100% go with Imperial because you get reduction to all costing abilities by 6%, health and stamina by 2k. So that gives you less points in health here because you only want about 30k-ish health, 31k give or take, and you'll be perfectly fine. So 100% do that and then go more into Magicka here. It'll just give you overall a little bit more damage and a little bit more use of abilities. So then we're running the Atrio Munda Stone. Obvious reasons, gives you mag recovery, very good. If you want, you can change this to the Lover, I think, gives you penetration, but I haven't really seen a use for it because we have Shulks, so you don't really need it too much. We're running a smoked bear haunch food, and if for some reason I'm still a vampire, you do not need to be a vampire. A vampire got nerfed into the absolute dirt, so you don't need to be a vampire if you don't want to. I just am because I don't care anymore. But yeah, all right, jumping into the skills. So for the sword and board bar, we have Cauterize. If you want to take Cauterize off for where is it? For this right here, Blinding Flare, blinding flare, whatever the fuck it's called, right? You can get major protection, reducing your damage taken by 10%. Very, very strong. 100% you can do that. Or there is another thing you could do. It's very, very weird, but you could run Proxy Debt and then put your blue Betty Netch on your back bar, and then put Proxy Dead on your front bar, giving you even more burst utility because this is an AoE damaging build and it's very strong. So yeah, you 100% could do that as well. But Cauterize is what we're using now because I do like the extra healing. It is very, very nice. Deceptive Predator, everyone's running this if you're running a Warden for your subclass. It's too good. It gives you major or minor evasion, and then also gives you the same thing as a Race Against Time. And yeah, if you want, you can put Race Against Time here, but I don't think you need it with Monomyth. I'm still new to Monomyth, so correct me on that if I am wrong. But yeah, you 100% could run that. Next, we have Healing Soul. If you want, you can put Coag here. I did run Coag for a very long time on this build, and it works for the last like 2 days that I was playing this build. You can indeed run Coag here. It is very strong. You don't need to because Healing Soul is better, but it also costs a little bit more. So be very wary of that. On this, I have Druid's Resurgence, the Vitality, and the Healing one. You can also put the Class Mastery from DK on here, giving you a little bit more tankiness and a little bit more damage per up to 6 people around you, I'm pretty sure. So if you want to run that, you can as well. But I like the extra resources, just making me have more fun with resource management, so I'm not too worried about it. Volatile Armor, you can put this into Hardened Armor. It is going to be a little bit better. I just haven't swapped it because I don't care. But Hardened Armor will give you a little bit of a damage shield, making you a tad bit tankier. Resolving Vigor, obviously it's too good of a heal to pass up. Next we have Spell Wall, obvious reasons, sword and board, very strong. Getting into the front bar, we have Blue Betty Netch. Again, if you want, you can indeed put Proxy Dead here and then just swap out Cauterize. Don't need to though. The Betty Netch here also gives your passives for this one right here. Each animal companion slotted on your bar gives you extra crit damage, so very good for that. Next we have Deep Breath or Inhale. I prefer this one just because it does do a little bit more damage on the final explosion, but the other one will give you more healing. If you want to, if you feel like you're taking too much damage, go with the other version of this, and you'll get more healing back, and you'll actually get Magicka sustain with that as well. Next, I have Burning Talons for a dot. The reason I run Burning Talons is because if I am running Pyrebrand, I can get that heavy attack off, and it'll initiate the Pyrebrand proc, giving me even more damage. So you can run Burning Talons. If you want to try Choking Talons, giving you more tankiness, you can, but most people don't stay in Talons. They get CC'd and roll out immediately, so I prefer Burning to put that dot on them. Next, we're running my Bread and Butter, my favorite skill, probably my favorite skill other than jabs in the entire game, Flame Lash. The reason I like Flame Lash over Molten Whip is I love the backhand whip animation for the Dragon Knight class. I think this is one of the coolest abilities in all of ESO other than Take Flight. I don't like Molten Whip because you need to proc it 3 times for you to get that big boy whip, and this one I can get it consistently, and it's so much fun. I really love this whip more than anything. But you also get health back and stuff if you hit a off balance target, so you're burning talons, or if you stun somebody with this, you put them off balance. So you get a nice little heal from this on top of all your healing already, and you also do some decent damage, and it's your spammable, so it hits pretty decent damage. Then we have obviously Deep Fissure, mainly using this for 1, extra damage, but 2, you also get Major and Minor Breach, reducing their resistances, and it's just too good to pass up. It's probably one of the strongest skills in the entire game right now. It's better than Elisus because it does Major and Minor, and if you read the tooltips together, that is a lot of resistance gone for the enemy. So very, very strong. Then you have Take Flight. If you want, you can put on, or actually if you're in a group, put on Standard, because Standard is just way better. If you're solo, you can run Take Flight. You can also run Dawnbreaker here if you would like to. I wouldn't try this anymore because back in the day we used to run Bats when Bats would like be a Bat Swarm and heal you and stuff, and it was really strong. I don't think this is any good anymore, so I wouldn't run that. You can run Meteor too, but you don't have an actual stun like Petrify or anything to make the Meteor hit, so they can just block that if they want. But also Meteor is very, very strong with a build like this. You would back in the day you'd do a lot of damage, but nowadays obviously subclassing and all that has changed, and yeah, so if you want, run a few other things, but Take Flight, you can't go wrong with it. Very strong. All right, let's jump into the CP. Green CP doesn't matter, but if any of you want to see it, I'm just running all the basic stuff that everybody else is. Steed's Blessing, Warmount, Gifted Rider, same banana jammery as everything else, right? Jumping into the red CP, we have Celerity for the speed because DKs are slow, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Sustained by Suffering. If you think you do not need Celerity and you think you're fine, you can indeed run Relentlessness, and then you don't need to run the other skill that I was saying down here in the support line. You do not need to run Blinding Flare, and you'll be completely fine. So you definitely don't need to run Blinding Flare if you have Relentlessness in. You can also run Juggernaut over this way, because then when you're under like a CC pot, you take 5% less damage guaranteed, and on top of everything else, you're already mitigating a ton of damage, so this is very strong if you want to try that, but not needed. Completely up to you. So all right, going to the blue tree. This is where things get a little crazy, and this is kind of more up to you as a player and what you feel you need. Stuff I will not change is Focus Mending, Ironclad, and Duelist Rebuff. Probably the 3 strongest blue CPs you can have to date from what I've tested so far. I would not change these 3 out for anything. If you want, you can. That's, you know, it's your own build. Do what you want. But these 3 I would never change. All right, keep these 100%. You take less damage here, you get more healing here. It's too good to pass up. Next, this is where you can change. So you can either run Fighting Finesse, because so this kind of depends on what set you want to run. If you want to run Essence Thief, Mechanical, Order's Wrath, Pyrebrand, whatever you want to run, this is going to determine this is like a flex spot for your CP, right? So if you're running Order's Wrath or Mechanical, Fighting Finesse 1,000,000,000% of the time. You're never going to change that, all right? And that's just because it gives you more crit damage and crit healing, adding on top of your sets that you already have, right? Now, if you want to go into Master at Arms or even Biting Aura, you can. Both of these are very strong if you're running Essence Thief or Pyrebrand. You can also put on Deadly Aim if you want your whip to hit like a fucking freight train, but it's not needed. Master at Arms, I would put on if you're running Essence Thief, and if you're running Pyrebrand, go with Biting Aura, because the heavy attack is also an AoE, so giving Biting Aura even more damage on top of all your other AoE skills and abilities that you already have. So I think Biting Aura with Pyrebrand is good. Master at Arms with Essence Thief, and if you're running Mechanical Acuity or Order's Wrath, go with Fighting Finesse. Okay, that's what I would run in terms of the blue CP. And just in case people are curious, I am indeed a red guard on my Dragon Knight. Don't worry about it. If you are another race, you will be perfectly fine. I am currently a red guard. I would prefer to be an Imperial, but as you see, I only have 1495 crowns, so I cannot buy a alliance change, or not an alliance change, a race change. If anybody would like to gift me some, I would appreciate it. If not, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, but hope you guys do enjoy the build. Build is very, very, very fun. I do have a few more build videos that I will be coming out with very soon, but that is the first build video that I was able to make on my return to ESO. So hopefully you guys do enjoy, and if you guys do, drop a thumbs up on the video. It really does help out. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're new, or if you're even a returning player and you unsubscribed from my previous times on ESO and you're coming back to see my channel once again, hit that resubscribe button. I really do appreciate all of you. And yeah, if you have any questions about the build or want to say anything, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.